This is television for the Isles of Scilly, brought to you with Truro and Penwith College and the Scilly Lottery. From Radio Scilly, this is scillytv.com. Once again, you could see a bouncy castle on the horizon, and that means only one thing. It's fete season on the Isles of Scilly. The last of the off-island fetes, the Tresco Fete, took place on Sunday. The weather was kind and there was a good turnout, as visitors and islanders bought Tresco beef burgers and second-hand books to fund some appeals on the island. Some of the money raised will go for refurbishing the community centre. The rest of the cash will go to the Tresco and Briar Rowing Club. They need to continue the refurbishment of the Men of War gig and pay for the remodelling of the Sussex gig shed on Briar. Nicola Christopher helped arrange the event, stepping in for Anne Euler, who's recovering after a hospital stay. Nicola says the community centre needs a bit of TLC.
The community centre is a wonderful facility here, and it needs updating. It needs a good new paint again. We've got problems with the roof, so we're looking at maybe having a look at doing some work on the roof. But there's always things. Today we ran out of tables and had to borrow from the school, so things like that, tables, it means that we can now put our hands in our pocket and go out there and buy some new tables so we can have even more stalls and a bigger and better fete next year.
Nicola says when she agreed to take on the fete organising, she soon realised the amount of work involved, but all islanders have helped by pulling together.
Oh, I wish I wasn't quite moving house and working and organising a fete, but it's been brilliant, and thanks to so many close friends and other committee members who've really pulled out all the stops and helped a lot. So without them as well, it's all teamwork.
Nicola says she'd advise anybody preparing an event like this to have a checklist and ensure they had enough change available.
Make sure you've got enough float, that's my biggest thing. Money's a very important one. Make sure that you have your stall and think about every single thing you're going to need for that stall, because otherwise it's a lot of toing and froing on the day, getting little bits and pieces sorted. So do as much prep beforehand as you can. The more organised, the easier the day will go.
And she says there's a lot more work behind a successful fete than you might think.
A lot of effort goes, hours and hours behind the scenes. You're up 7:30 in the morning of the day of the fete as well, baking more cakes, putting the marquee up at 9 o'clock when everybody else is still in bed. So a lot of hard work goes into it.
Alistair Moore is the chairman of the Tresco and Briar Rowing Club. Alistair says the event was mainly for holidaymakers, and they have been supportive of the fundraising causes.
I think primarily all these fetes are for visitors as much as anything. It's just supporting the community in whatever way and form that takes.
Over the past 7 days, Polly Money has sung at the Flying Boat Club, the Hell Bay Hotel and the New Inn, and she was invited over from Truro because her parents are friendly with Robert and Lucy Dorian Smith. Polly feels that acoustic music seems to work well on the islands.
Well, I think it's a very chill place, and I think a lot of people like that kind of chilled music in the background kind of thing, and then kind of when they want to listen, they get to listen. So I think it's great for the island, acoustic stuff, and I love my acoustic stuff. So.
Candy floss, anybody? And you thought Joan Childs was into healthy eating. Here's a rare sight, videos for sale. Andrew Lawson was selling them. The fete offered plenty of chances to get a bargain by buying what other people don't want. And the Tresco and Briar rowers were there with a speed rowing challenge.